Good morning, students. So I'm recording to you with, I'm coming to you from my house, and I'm recording this because there is some problems with the share drive. Perhaps we'll be able to work that out before the day is finished. But meanwhile, this is the knit for Kaledo as you open it up. As you know, when you open up the knit, it's in 7 gauge. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to zoom over to the knit screen. We're going to open up the knit panel, and we're going to go to panel settings. And we're going to back off over here to the panel settings, and as you can see that it's currently set up as a 7 gauge. So we're going to find some existing profiles, and we are going to scroll down here to an 18 gauge profile, and we're going to click on that, and it's going to come up 18 whales by 20 courses, and we're going to say OK. Now, as you can see, if I go in really close, forgive the shaking and the rasterizing, the stitch is too fat, and it looks like kind of like the petty point pillows your grandma might have. So in order to fix that, we're going to come over here to the knit palette, which is right here. We're going to click on our yarn. When we double click on that, we're going to open up this box. If you're following along in the gauge sheets that I handed out, we have a guide for what your yarn thickness should be. So this is 1954, which is too thick for 18 gauge. It's made for a 7 gauge. So I know off the top of my head that 50 is a better number because it's a finer yarn. So I'm going to type that in, and I'm going to press enter. Then I'm going to come down here to modify, and I'm going to say OK. And I'm going to close the window, and if we zoom in, you can see that it's opened up to look like rick-racky stitches again. So what we're going to do, and what I recommend that you do, is you save this. I've already saved one. So you're going to save this as an 18 gauge full size default knit. So if you want to convert a lot of images, or if in the course of converting it doesn't come out exactly the way you want, you don't have to shut Kaledo down. You can simply open what you've created here and just, try again. I urge you to do it with many of them. I like to do it with the opening one especially because it makes it much easier. All right, so now I have already transformed some argyle placed images and reduced them in 8 color. I'm going to show you after this demonstration how to do that in Kaledo print. First we're going to do convert image. So we're going to close this a minute. We're going to say cancel. So over here on the top where the file button is, you'll notice that there are presets of different choices. What we're going to cover first is convert image, and then second we will do a placed image. For my class, we have already done insert layer for traced image, but if your first section doesn't have that, I can certainly make a video for that if it's something you're interested in. All right, so now in the convert image, we're going to click on it, and we're going to say yes. We're going to say no because I already saved this. So, all right, so now I have two images that I've already reduced for you. One is an argyle, which we're going to use for the placed, and one is an all-over print design of a daisy. Now I've reduced those to 8 colors, and the reason is that it's going to, you'll see, fill in my yarn profile. And you have to make sure your images are clean and color reduced and not too large, or they won't go into the image. It will be too much information to calculate and too many yarns for the yarn palette to hold. So we're going to select this image and we're going to say open. And now what's going to happen is you're going to have this dialog box here, and it's going to, I asked it to do default size. You know, you can do calculations. The first one is the color map size, where you can do 1 stitch per pixel, meaning that, let's say you have an image, you know that the image is 400 pixels by 300 pixels, and then you can convert the image to be the same with stitches. In my case, I want to go ahead and use this print the way it is. If it turns out to be larger or smaller, I can make adjustments by trimming the image. So I'm going to go ahead with what it says, which is 540 by 624. I'm going to say okay. Now immediately what's happening is it has populated my yarn, and if I get in close for you, you can see it has converted my print design to a stitch design. So what I'm going to do is, for the purpose of your being able to have a better view, I'm going to zoom out, and so that you can see from a distance, it doesn't even, you don't even notice that it is in fact stitches. But when we zoom in on it, you will begin to see right away that it is, of course, all stitches. Now, this is a very easy thing to do if your image is clean and your image has been color reduced. So we're going to put this back to full size or actual size so that you get an idea. Now what I also want to point out to you is that my my colored yarns are adjusted, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit this morning because they all appear to be white, but in fact when I touch on them and use my paintbrush, which obviously I'm able to color, but I'm just going to make a line here just so that you can see that in fact they carried all the colors in. So I'm going to Control Z so that goes away. All right, so that's as simple as it gets to being able to convert an image from a print design to a knit jacquard design. So we're going to end there, and I'll make another one for how to reduce the colors. Great, thank you.